could have been a dancer in a dive bar on the wrong side of town. I could have been a bouncer at a nightclub, but they knocked me down. I could have been a preacher, but the problem is I don't believe. So why don't you tell me, who do you see? Why don't you tell me?
We've now got Lauri from the Rasmus. Now, I spoke to you a few months ago, I think, on the back of you just completed the festival in Ukraine. Now, that was a fantastic story. Have you recovered from that? Have you had any feedback from that festival? Because it was an amazing story and an amazing experience for you guys, and something that I think that the Ukrainians really appreciated. I wondered how much sort of feedback you've had now post-event.
Well, I think almost daily I think about it. It was very special thing. Obviously, it was a bit scary too. We had to sleep in the bomb shelter that one night because of the bombings, and then also, like, mostly it was a happy trip because I saw people how glad they became when we went there to play our little songs, and also realized the power of music and the might of our band. It's a great feeling to understand, like, we have created something and something we can be proud of. So that whole trip was obviously just a great thing to do, and I wish to do it again. I hope that war ends soon, and then for sure we go back, but even maybe before, like, they are still there daily living that life in fear, and whatever we can do to help them, to cheer them up, it's good.
Where you want me to be when the sky is falling? What do you want me to say when my skin is crawling? What do you want me to do when the world is burning? Where do you want me to go? I'm just a weirdo, I'll never be a hero.
Because, I was going to say, would you go back again? Because presumably, it was life-threatening for you. I guess they live with that every day. But does the dangers offset the benefits that you feel you get out of it and they get out of it, I guess, more importantly?
Yeah, well, I wasn't really afraid to go there. When I heard about this chance, the opportunity to go there, I said yes, like right away, like, of course. And then, from my behalf, I think we were in the safest bomb shelter and the blah, blah, blah. Like, these people are living in much worse conditions than we were. So, the locals, I mean. So, I can take it, it's nothing. And, yeah, I don't know. It's not easy to arrange these kind of things there because, the government is, not allowing them to gather around. And if they do, they have to be able to evacuate everybody. Like in this festival, they had to be able to get 25,000 people in the shelter in 9 minutes. And that's like quite arrangements for that,
I don't know how you got in my blood. Was it the dangerous things you do? You always wanted to be a star. Jezebel, if you're the hunter, then I'm the prey. You lick your lips as you walk away. Your final kisses to leave a scar on a heart. Jezebel.
And do you feel then that sort of music has a place in this world, in politics? Because the other thing I suppose I was going to ask you was Eurovision is in the news again now, with countries boycotting Eurovision over Israel, and of course you represented Finland in Eurovision. Is that a good thing that music gets involved in making a difference, or should it stay out of those sort of political things? Having been experienced both sorts of things, I wonder what your opinion, I suppose, on that was.
Yeah, well, I don't think we've ever been very, like, a political band. Like, we haven't really expressed our thoughts politically a lot. It's more, if we do something, it's more about maybe human rights or something like that. Like the concept of the new album, Weirdo, is like, we want to accept people how they are. Because we're freaks and weird guys ourselves. And that's who, we've always been. And I've suffered from that. Like when I was younger, I went to school with makeup and crazy hairstyles, and I just wanted to, I just felt like that. And then I was bullied and like not accepted until I found my bandmates, which have been supporting me ever since. And easier nowadays for me to be myself, obviously, because I'm, I can avoid places where I get beaten or something like that. But that kind of celebrating that concept, and maybe that's a statement we make. It's not very political, but something sort of like that.
Creatures of chaos, we don't hate us. If you're feeling dangerous, that means you're
Is the world more accepting, less accepting now of weirdos, of those people who stand out for being different?
Oh, that's a good question, because sometimes I feel like not. Like, like there's a lot of right-wing stuff and like a lot of pressure and restrictions for different types of persons and people. And then on the other hand, when I look at our fans, well, maybe I see all the people like me and they come to me and they feel good at our concerts. Like last night, it made me feel so happy in London. I was just looking at the crowd and I even told them like a couple of times, like, oh, you look so amazing. Like, I don't know what creatures you are, but you're awesome. Like people look so cool and so unique, and like it was just all of a sudden it seems like it's blooming. Like people are even, the whole weirdo concept has been resonating in the fans and in people a lot, and something in the concerts is like, it's just relaxed and like feeling beautiful. Yeah.
Because I was going to ask, how has the tour gone? Because you're coming to the end, a few more dates left, but how long have you been on the tour and how's it gone?
It's a longest tour we've ever done. It's altogether 8 weeks, and so now we do these 2 shows, today and tomorrow, in UK, and then we go to Mexico to do the last 3 shows, and that's the end of the tour. So 8 weeks altogether, and it's been a little bit exhausting, I can't deny that. I've been sick most of the time, struggling with this flu, but every night I see the audience, I see the fans, and I see my friends in the band, and like we haven't had to cancel a show. It's just like I get so much out of that, like so much energy and so much adrenaline that it keeps me going no matter I'm a little sick or whatnot. But it's really been one of the best tours we've done ever. Like the vibe is unbelievable.
Psychos, welcome to the Church of Zeros. J-Rex, rejects, look around, there's God's my witness. Crypto, grifters, misfit toys and twisted sisters. Broken cradles, we will catch the fallen angels.
And are you sort of still building the Rasmus brand? I mean, are you bigger in America, in Europe, in the UK, in Scandinavia, or does it vary, and those are the markets you're sort of targeting?
Well, we have just recently signed with American label in the States, and so we have our eye on the States a lot more than before, which is kind of the missing piece we don't have yet. And it's interesting. We just played a tour supporting American band this spring, and I loved the feeling like we were kind of starting from scratch, like playing these rather small venues. We had no backstage, we had no backstage rider, we had no water, we had no shower, and I'm like, yes, this is the real shit. I was really enjoying that, and I was like really having that hungry, conquering feeling. And we played so well every night, and then we, right after off the stage, we went to the audience and shook hands with everybody, and like we did like 30 years ago. I had that same feeling, and that was really nice. Also, we're going to play Australia for the first time in January, which is another thing we haven't done, considering we had #1 song there 22 years ago. We didn't have time to go there yet, but we will now in January. So interesting things happening, and seems like the band actually has been growing a lot, like in the last couple of years now, since we can look at all the statistics nowadays easily. We get all that information, and so it seems younger people have been discovering our music, which is a great thing. It's very flattering for guys like us, been around for 30 years. And so, we have like people from 18 to 25, and that's like the biggest growing fan base at the moment.
That you belong here, creatures of chaos, that's how they made us. We are contagious, the future's afraid of us. Creatures of chaos, love it or hate us. If you're feeling dangerous, that means you're one of us.
Weirdo is the album that's out at the moment. Whereabouts are you? I mean, so 2026 looks like finish off touring. Then are you thinking back into the studio, or are you still 2026 touring festivals? Whereabouts are you in the Weirdo cycle, I suppose?
Well, we might release some new music soon. So we are actually having some plans hitting the studio soon, and so let's see how that all goes. But to think of all album terms, I like albums and like always creating a new concept and like a new chapter in the band's life. But also I'm thinking like, every song we put out there, every concert we ever play, every fan we give a hug on the street, it all matters. Every picture taken of us, like it's all part of the bigger puzzle. It's all of that Rasmus world. And so I'm thinking like maybe we should just take it lighter, like nothing so heavy and like massive and grand, and just release songs and like put them out. And because the world has changed a bit, there is not that much momentum for the album release itself than it used to be, because it was physical and you get it from the store and like you feel it in your hands. Now everybody releasing half of the tracks out like singles anyway, and the world has changed, so I'm thinking like maybe we should just like release more often things and like just like not think about it too much.
Love is a drug, and I need a fix. Love is like you. Love is a bomb. Love is like you.
Say about the changing world. Does AI worry you? I see this week that architects have got annoyed about the fact that somebody has released a track on Spotify claiming to be the band because somebody said, can you create a song that sounds like the Rasmus? And it does.
Yeah.
And does that worry you that people won't need musicians because they'll ask some AI to do it?
No, well, at this point I look at it from my point of view. Would I like to use AI for songwriting? No, because for me, the most important thing in that moment is when I come up with something. I'm here in candlelight in the tour bus writing my song late at night, and something comes to my mind and I create something, and that moment gives me so much, like makes me so happy. And why would I give it to AI?
Yeah.
That pleasure of succeeding or creating something. So I don't understand that. It's only for people who would want to make money, or make business. That's not my cup of tea.
I was going to say, Banksy, I think, is the latest single that's come off the album. What's the story behind that track? I mean, obviously, the title tends to give it away. What inspired you to write that?
We're big fans of Banksy, obviously, and he's one of the greatest artists. I have also graffiti background. I was doing that before I actually started the band, when I was like 13, 14 years old. So I have that understanding of that world, and I love that. And then that song was just one of those spontaneous things that came from somewhere. I had that riff, and I thought it sounded like kind of British. I don't know, but it was like, it reminded me of something old, punk rock something, and that's how it just happened. It was very improvised and song, and also a lot of the times those songs, they become the most wanted or most successful because they are natural and people can feel them. And also when we play that song like tonight, you'll see how it creates that special something in the audience and in us on stage too. It's just a reckless, fun song, and it sounds great in the middle of our melancholic monoliths. You know, all of a sudden there's this crazy, wacko, silly, goofy song. Feels good. And also that is reflecting our personas, you know. I am a dark person a lot of the times, but also very funny and goofy and happy and like crazy guy every once in a while. So it's good to hear that in the music too.
Pumped up for a crawl through the city. Hair Joan jet black, so pretty. You're back with the lick and the kiss. Painting your lips like Nancy's last graffiti. Looking like a goth Mona Lisa. Catsuit tight as a teaser. With the crack of the whip. You spot her eyes drip like Nancy's last graffiti.
So presumably now you say that tour's coming to an end, then off to South America, but back home for Christmas?
Yes, home for Christmas. And that time we usually keep free, you know, of touring, and, you know, nobody wants to see a concert on Christmas Eve anyway. So it's quite natural that we have a break there. And I like kind of traditions like, you know, Christmas and, you know, Santa Claus. He's from Finland, obviously, you know, it's good to be close to him if you want any presents. And you know, my parents are old, and you know, my sister, I have a big sister, it's nice to have her around. Obviously I have kids, you know, and so I'm kind of waiting for that kind of couple of weeks to do something completely different than this touring life.
Then when will we get a chance to see you guys back over here? Any plans next year coming back over to the UK?
Well, nothing I could really say, but we are looking into next year being full of touring, well, obviously festivals, but also more like our own shows, and maybe together with somebody. And we have all kinds of ideas for next year, but it seems like we'll keep going with this album another year easily.
Well, I look forward to the gig tonight, and thank you very much for chatting.
Thank you.
I've been watching.